Hello everyone, this is your teacher Mrs. Numaira Zahid, and here in this lesson for chemistry we are together to understand about the classification of organic compounds. So it is really very quite simple. Organic compounds have been classified into two broad categories. So when we talk about organic compounds are the compounds which contain carbon and hydrogen as essential elements, and they are also called hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons have been classified into two main branches or two main divisions, which are called open-chained compounds and cyclic compounds. So hydrocarbons or organic compounds have been classified into two broad categories, open chain compounds and cyclic compounds. Open chain compounds are the compounds which are having open chains, and they are actually containing the atoms which are linked in open chains. Like for example, this is an example of propane. Okay, so this is propane with 3 carbon atoms and 8 hydrogen atoms. This is open chained because the first carbon is not connected with the last carbon. But when we talk about cyclic compounds, all those organic compounds which have a basic non-linear structure, or they are actually making up a ringed structure, are called cyclic compounds. Like for example, we can say that propane can be cyclopropane if it is a cyclic compound. So when we connect 3 carbons together, in this way, there are 3 carbon atoms in this structure, and each carbon is making 2 bonds with hydrogen atoms. Okay, so here we can say C3H6 is the molecular formula for cyclopropane, and it is a cyclic compound. So the main categories into which organic compounds have been classified are open chain compounds and cyclic compounds. When open chain compounds are further classified, they are classified into open chain compounds are further classified into straight chained and branched chain structures. Straight chain and branched chain structures. So when they are straight chain structures, when we talk about straight chain compounds, these compounds are having open chains with substituents linked in the straight chain. Okay, and in branch chain compounds, the chains are actually containing branches. Like for example, if we talk about propane again, so it is CH3, CH2, CH3. Okay, and if we talk about butane here and here, this is structure CH3, CH2, CH, CH3 and CH3. Here you can see that this is a single long chain and there are no branches in it. But here, this is the single long chain with a branch in it. So due to the presence of this branch, this will be called a branch. Hence, the open chain compounds can be straight chain compounds or branched chain compounds. Got it? If it is all clear, then we are moving towards the further classification of cyclic compounds. As we know that cyclic compounds are the compounds which are containing ringed structures, okay? And they are containing non-linear or ringed structures. Okay? So cyclic compounds are further divided into heterocyclic and homocyclic compounds. Heterocyclic compounds and homocyclic compounds. Okay. Heterocyclic compounds are the compounds, organic compounds with a carbon ring structure containing at least one other electronegative element, like for example, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, etc. Okay, so it has a basic carbon chain with any one or more electronegative element. Okay, so we can take an example of heterocyclic compounds as glucose. Glucose can be an example of heterocyclic compound because it is containing carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in its ring structure, in its molecule. Okay. When homocyclic compounds are considered, these cyclic compounds have atoms of the same elements in the rings, for example, cyclobutane or benzene. When we talk about benzene, benzene has same ring structure, means 6 carbon atoms are actually covalently bound with each other, and each carbon is connected with one hydrogen atom. Okay, and here alternate double and single bonds are present. So this, the chain of, for example, the carbon chain containing this kind of structures are called heterocyclic, okay? And the carbon chain, same elements, carbon chain with same atoms of same elements in the ring are actually called homocyclic compounds, okay? So homocyclic compounds are further classified. Homocyclic compounds are further classified into 2 categories: alicyclic compounds and aromatic compounds. Now, what is the difference between alicyclic compounds and aromatic compounds? Alicyclic compounds are the compounds having no benzene ring. They are simply cyclic compounds, okay, with no benzene ring inside. Okay, but aromatic compounds are the compounds which contain at least one benzene ring in their structure. Okay, so this is the speciality of benzene ring, that it has alternate double and single bonds. So benzene ring, if any organic compound contains benzene ring, at least one benzene ring in its structure, it is called aromatic compound. And if the compound is simply a ringed structure, it is called alicyclic compound if it does not contain a benzene ring. Okay, so aromatic compound, as the name indicate, aroma means a smell. Aromatic compounds are actually the compounds which have special peculiar smell. So aroma is the word used for smell. Aromatic compounds have particular smell and we can identify them easily. Now we are going to make it a summary. The organic compounds have been classified into open-chained, open chain compounds and closed chain compounds. Okay. Open chain compounds are further classified into straight chain compounds, straight chain compounds, and branched chain compounds. Okay. While closed chain compounds can be classified into closed chain, or we can say these are cyclic. Okay. So these compounds can be heterocyclic or homocyclic. Homocyclic compounds can be further classified into alicyclic, in which no benzene ring is present, or aromatic compounds, in which at least one benzene ring is present. Okay, this was all about the classification of organic compounds. I hope it is all clear to my students. Thank you for being with me.